It is 7 p.m. on a Tuesday evening. Outside, the sky is dark and the autumn wind is cold. It blows against the windows, but the Miller family does not hear it. Inside, the house is warm, bright, and very still. Anna is 17 years old. She is sitting on the big blue sofa in the living room. Anna is a student, and her life is usually very busy. Right now, she is looking at her smartphone. Her thumb moves up and down, scrolling through hundreds of photos. She sees her friends at a party, expensive clothes, and funny videos of cats. She does not look at the room around her. She does not look at her family. To Anna, the world inside her phone is more interesting than her living room. In the armchair across from Anna, her little brother Leo is sitting. Leo is 10 years old. He has a small tablet in his hands and is wearing large black headphones. Leo is playing a video game about building giant cities with skyscrapers and parks. He is very focused. His eyes move quickly across the screen. He makes small noises, pew, zap, boom, but he does not talk to anyone. He is in a digital world of bricks and robots. In the kitchen, their mother, Sarah, is waiting for the water to boil. But she is not looking at the pot on the stove. She is looking at her phone. She is reading a news article about a new movie coming to the cinema. She scrolls through the text, her face illuminated by the white light of the screen. Their father, David, is sitting at the small wooden table in the corner of the living room. He has his laptop open. He is checking his emails for work, looking for messages from his boss. He looks tired, and there are small lines of worry on his forehead. He types quickly, click, click, click. The house is very quiet. The only sounds are the click of the laptop keys and the occasional zap from Leo's headphones. No one is talking. No one is laughing. They are in the same room, sitting only a few meters apart. But they are in different worlds.
Anna thinks, I am bored. My friends are having more fun than I am. Leo thinks, I need more gold to build my tower. Sarah thinks, I hope this water boils soon so I can make pasta. David thinks, I have too much work to do before tomorrow. They are a family, but they feel like strangers this evening. Suddenly, everything changes in 1 second. Zap. The lights go out. The television, which was on in the background with no one watching, turns black. The bright kitchen light disappears. The small lamp next to David's laptop stops shining. Even the refrigerator stops its quiet humming. Oh no, Anna cries. Her phone screen is still bright, but the room around her is suddenly pitch black. My game, Leo shouts. He pulls off his headphones and looks at his tablet. The screen says, connection lost. The Wi-Fi is gone. I was about to win. David? Sarah? Anna calls out. Her voice sounds a bit scared. What happened? Why is it so dark? David stands up slowly. He trips over a small rug on the floor because he cannot see his feet. I think it is a power cut, he says. The electricity is off. He walks to the window and pulls back the curtain. The whole street is dark. There are no street lights, and the houses across the road are just dark shapes. No one has power. Is the Wi-Fi really dead? Leo asks again. He sounds very sad, as if he had lost a friend. Yes, Leo, Sarah says, walking slowly from the kitchen into the living room. No electricity means no Wi-Fi. It means no lights, no oven, and no computer. Everything is stopped. For a minute, they all stand in the dark. It feels very strange. The house is silent, really silent, for the first time in weeks. Without their screens and the internet, they feel lost. They don't know what to do with their hands or their time. What do we do now? Anna asks. Her voice is soft and curious. We need light first, David says. We cannot sit in the dark all night. Sarah, do we have any candles? Yes, Sarah answers. I think they are in the cupboard in the hallway, behind the old coats. And there is a flashlight in the top kitchen drawer. David finds the flashlight. He clicks the button, and a strong beam of light cuts through the darkness. It makes long, dancing shadows on the white walls. Leo, come with me.
David says, putting a hand on his son's shoulder. Let's go on a mission to find the candles. Leo follows his father closely. Usually, Leo is a bit afraid of the dark, but because he is with his father and the flashlight, he feels like an explorer. They find the cupboard and search inside. They find many candles. Some are tall and white, some are small and round, and some smell like sweet vanilla and cinnamon. They bring the candles back to the living room. David strikes a match. Psst! A small flame appears. One by one, he lights the candles and places them on the coffee table. The room slowly changes. The harsh white electric light is gone. In its place is a warm orange glow. The light is soft and it flickers. Wow, Anna says, looking around. The house looks so different. It looks cozy. It looks like a castle in an old story, Leo adds. He is holding a small candle and watching the flame. He is not thinking about his video game or his city anymore. They all sat down together around the coffee table. The candles are in the middle, like a small campfire. Because they want to save their phone batteries for emergencies, they put their devices away. For the first time tonight, they actually look at each other. Anna notices that her mother's eyes look very kind in the candlelight. Sarah notices that Leo has a little bit of chocolate on his cheek from an afternoon snack. David notices that Anna is growing up very fast. She looks like a young woman now. Well, Sarah says with a warm smile, we cannot watch TV and we cannot use the internet. What should we do with our evening? I am very hungry, Leo says, rubbing his stomach.
But we can't cook dinner, right? The oven and the stove are electric. Sarah thinks for a moment, tapping her chin. You are right, but we have plenty of food that doesn't need heat. We have fresh bread, cheese, red tomatoes, and some cold ham. We can make a candlelight picnic right here on the floor. I can help, Anna says. Usually, Anna does not like to help with chores. She prefers to stay in her room and talk to her friends. But tonight, she feels a strange energy. She wants to be useful. They all go into the kitchen. David holds the flashlight so everyone can see. It is like a team game. Sarah slices the big loaf of bread into thick pieces. Anna washes the tomatoes and cuts them into circles. Leo carefully puts slices of cheese and ham on the plates. They work together in the small circle of light. They talk about the food and laugh when David accidentally drops a piece of bread and the cat tries to eat it. Do you want more cheese on your sandwich, Leo? Anna asks kindly. Yes, please, Leo answers. And can we have those green olives from the jar? They are not using a fast microwave or a food processor. Everything is slow, simple, and quiet. They are talking about simple things, the smell of the bread, the taste of the tomatoes, and how funny it is to eat dinner with a flashlight. They take the plates back to the living room and sit on the rug around the coffee table. This is the best sandwich I ever had, Leo says with a big smile and a mouthful of bread. It's because we made it together as a team, Sarah says, reaching over to touch his hair. After their picnic dinner, they are still in the dark. The power is still out, and the house is very peaceful. Let's play a game, David suggests. A video game? Leo asks, hopefully. No, David laughs, shaking his head. A real game, a board game with pieces you can touch. He goes to the big cupboard under the stairs. It is full of old boxes, winter blankets, and memories. He finds a heavy wooden box. It is covered in a thin layer of dust. He brings it to the table and wipes the dust away with his sleeve. Monopoly, Anna exclaims. Oh my goodness, we haven't played this in years. I remember playing this when I was 7. I don't remember the rules, Leo says, looking at the colorful paper money. Don't worry, Leo, David says. It is easy. We will teach you everything. They open the box and spread the board on the table. They choose their silver pieces. David is the car. Sarah is the thimble. Anna is the dog. Leo chooses the top hat. They start to play. At first, it is quiet as everyone remembers the rules, but soon the room is full of noise and energy. That is my street. You landed on Park Lane. You must pay me. Anna laughs, holding out her hand for the paper money.
"Oh no, I rolled a 3. I am going to jail," Leo shouts, but he is smiling. "I want to buy a hotel for my green property," Sarah says, carefully counting her dollars. They are not looking at their phones for notifications. They are looking at the dice rolling across the table. They are looking at each other's faces. They see the excitement when someone wins, the frustration when someone loses money, and the joy of playing. Leo is winning. He is very good at counting the money and deciding which houses to buy. "I am a great businessman," he says proudly, sitting up straight. Anna realizes she is having more fun than she usually has on social media. On her phone, she often feels a little bit lonely or jealous of other people. Here, in the candlelight, she feels connected. She feels loved. After 2 hours of playing, they are tired but very happy. Leo is the winner of the game. They blow out some of the candles to save them, leaving only 2 or 3 burning. They sit close together on the soft sofa to stay warm. "Tell us a story, Dad," Leo says. "A real story, a story about when you were a little boy." David closes his eyes for a moment to remember.
When I was your age, Leo, the world was very different. We didn't have smartphones or tablets. We played outside in the garden all day until our clothes were dirty. One time, your Uncle Mike and I decided to build a giant treehouse in the old oak tree. David tells a long story about the summer of 1995. He describes the smell of the wood, the secret ladder they built, and the nights they spent looking at the stars. Then Sarah tells a story about her first day at university. She describes how nervous she was, her heavy backpack, and how she met her best friend in the library. Anna listens with her chin in her hands. She learns things about her parents that she never knew. Usually, she only sees them as mom and dad who give her chores or ask about her homework. Tonight, she sees them as people with their own dreams and adventures. "What about you, Anna?" Sarah asks gently. "What is your favorite memory from when you were little?" Anna talks about a school trip to the mountains 3 years ago. She describes the cold white snow, the taste of hot chocolate, and the laughter she shared with her best friends. She talks for a long time. Her family listens to every single word. No one interrupts her. No one checks a phone or looks at a screen. The atmosphere is very calm. The house feels safe and warm. The darkness outside is not scary anymore. It is like a big, soft blanket that holds the family together in a small, magical circle of light. Suddenly, blink. The bright lights in the hallway turn on. The refrigerator in the kitchen starts to hum and vibrate. The television in the living room makes a loud beep and the screen turns bright blue. The power is back. The modern world is awake again. "The Wi-Fi is working," Leo shouts. He looks at his tablet, which is glowing with new messages. Anna's phone, sitting on the table, starts to vibrate. Bzz, bzz, bzz. She has 20 new messages from her friends and 50 new likes on her photos. David looks at his laptop. The screen is bright, showing all the work emails he hasn't answered yet. They all stay still for a moment. They don't move. The bright electric light feels too strong, too cold, and too yellow. It is not as beautiful or as peaceful as the candlelight. Leo looks at his tablet for a second. He sees the loading screen of his game. Then he looks at his father. He slowly puts the tablet face down on the floor. "I don't want to play the game now," he says quietly. "Can we finish the story about the treehouse, Dad? What happened to the secret ladder?" Anna takes her phone out of her pocket. She looks at the screen. She sees photos of people she doesn't really know. Then she presses the button and turns the screen black. She puts the phone back on the table. "Me too," she says. "The messages can wait until tomorrow. I want to hear more about Mom's friend at university."
Sarah smiles a very big smile and reaches out to blow out the last candle. "We should do this more often," she says. "Do what?" David asks, closing his laptop screen with a definitive snap. "Have a power cut every Tuesday?" "No," Sarah laughs, and the sound is bright. "Talk to each other, play games, be a family, spend time together without the noise of the internet." "I agree," David says. "No more work tonight. Tonight is for us." The next day, the electricity is working perfectly. The oven is hot, the TV is on, and the Wi-Fi is fast. But something in the Miller house has changed forever.
At 7 p.m., Sarah stands in the middle of the living room and says, "It's 7 o'clock. It's time." Anna, Leo, and David come to the living room immediately. They each have a small wooden basket. One by one, they put their smartphones and tablets inside the basket. David shuts his laptop and puts it inside too. He takes the basket and puts it on the very top shelf of the kitchen cupboard, where no one can reach it easily. "The no-phone hour," Leo says, sitting on the rug. They sit together for 60 minutes every night. Sometimes they read books. Sometimes they play Monopoly or cards. Sometimes they just sit and talk about their day at school or work. They discovered that the darkness of the power cut actually brought them into the light. They learned a very important lesson. The best connection is not the Wi-Fi or the internet. The best connection is the one they have with each other when they look into each other's eyes and listen. Anna looks at her little brother and smiles. "Your turn to choose the game tonight, Leo, but no building cities." "Let's play the card game with the funny animals," Leo says, jumping up and down. The house is bright with electric lights, but the real warmth comes from the hearts of the family, and they are very, very happy. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. It really helps the channel. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.